if you, I would love to know what you think about this. If you'd have told me this 2 years ago that we'll be here, I wouldn't believe it. At the
I
point,
agree.
it's incredible.
I completely agree. I had, in 2021, I thought 8-4, maybe. After just an abysmal 2020, where we almost lost to Rutgers, and which would have been one of the most devastating losses of all time. So I'm glad we, always going to be thankful for Cade, even though, I was on Team JJ, and that's when that was happening. But I still, you got to give Cade his props for saving us from one of the most humiliating defeats of all time that would have been.
His coming out party. It was definitely his coming out party. And interesting enough, Joe Milton looked pretty good his last couple of games for Tennessee. I would anticipate he's going to be the starter this upcoming year, but
it should be.
I was thinking about his departure, but my co-host on this show, Desmond, he you brought up Iowa essentially, and not Iowa, but you brought up Cade, who's now with Iowa.
Yep.
And he really is thinking that Iowa is building like this kind of super team in the Big Ten West, and maybe it's a potential chance that Michigan's going to see Iowa in a Big Ten title game, with Cade McNamara and Eric Gall. I mean, what do you think? Do you think that Cade's going to elevate that program?
Dre, there are so many unknowns with Iowa's offense.
Right.
Keeping Brian Ferentz as OC, in my opinion, is coaching malpractice. And I was on in chat with everybody at the Iowa show yesterday, and they think they still might go 10 wins. But the way that they structured that contract tells you a lot about how they feel about it. It's all about how they structure those contracts, and they're giving them these incentives for hitting 25 points, not 25 offensive points, 25 points, which means the defense could score 25 points. His offense doesn't have to score a single point, and he still gets a bonus. That's what we call nepotism, folks. That's what we call nepotism. But Cade is we know he's a good quarterback. He's a good game manager. He can make throws. He's going to have Eric Gall on one side and Luke Lachey on the other side. So even Brian Ferentz, can he mess that up? Maybe. But we'll see. But we'll see.
No, we'll see. Yeah, absolutely. I think, but before this season, the Cade versus JJ debate was at its peak, right? You had factions. You had Team Cade, Team JJ. Even though I was a believer in JJ McCarthy's potential, I wasn't quite ready to just give him the keys fully with total confidence. I understood making a move, but I thought there was some potential risk with him being so young in terms of having starter experience, right? Sure. And going through those normal ups and downs.
Yeah, now, you said that. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And it's interesting when you watch the season play out. I think Jim Harbaugh's style of play basically protects his quarterback in a way, because you don't have to do too much, right? And ironically, I thought you saw JJ's youth and potential flaws that can be corrected over time in the playoff game, right? Trying to do too much. And I think vice versa, Cade's biggest strength, and I think it would do him well in a place like Iowa, is that he's going to play his game. He's not going to do too much. He's going to follow the game plan, which could hurt him, like you said, with Brian. But he's not going to turn the ball over, and he's going to make the timely throws. And I think Michigan fans, I think there's a chance that we're going to watch Iowa from afar and have a little bit more appreciation for Cade, because I think that he will be successful there. And I think based on how the West is, you're going to see Iowa with finally really good, competent quarterback play with Cade be a successful team in that division. That's the way I see it.